We have, I think, a minute or so.
Or maybe we are already live.
I know. I just clicked on live, like I said. So I just want to see that you can hear me. I can hear you. And
Yep.
so people know that, hold on, Alex, Antonio is here with us in the studio. We're just getting our technical stuff to
Mhm.
pinpoint correction, and everything is in order. And we shall go live in a minute or two. Okay, so hang on there, guys. Antonio, just hold on. I will send you a
Yeah, sure, no problem.
link. And that's exactly why I wanted to kind of just start the show so that we can see that you're with me, and
Take
I
your
can
time,
also
Yaron.
send you the link, right? So if you check your messenger in a minute, hold on.
Mhm.
You should be able to see it right now. Did you see the
Yep,
link I sent you? Okay.
got it. Thanks.
Okay. Lovely, 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 lovely.
Yep.
All okay from your end?
Sorry?
All okay from your end?
All good? Yep.
Din dumneavoastră tot ok?
Total perfect.
I don't know if I said that correctly, but okay. All right. So if you're good, um, let's kick it off. Just hold on. Just want to get back to where we were. Okay. So you can hear me, right?
Yep. Loud and clear.
That's great. That's great. Okay. Good evening, guys, and welcome to Radio Shalom Romania from Bucharest, Romania. My name is Yoran. Do you know who ran alive? Yoran alive. So that's me. Welcome to the show. We are on 134th episode with me. And today on the show, joining me once again is the founder and the head of Roll Media.
Global.
Royal Media Global and Royal Media Learning. Antonio, thank you for joining me once again. Good
Thank you,
evening to
Yoran.
you. Sarah, how are you doing?
Thank you, Yoran. Bună seara to you too.
Bună, bună. So, Antonio,
Well,
just like we before we go ahead, I understand just that people also know where we are today. So I understand we are tackling with the main broad topic with you, which is launching an online business during difficult times.
yep.
For the people that have just joined in and know you and that have been here before, we were tackling with the current situation on about COVID and how things are. And I'm wondering, Antonio, if you can give us a slight how would you say, a kind of a run through what happened in the previous broadcast, and then we
Sure.
will flow into today's episode, which will be finding your business niche. So can you give us a small background about you to
Yeah,
start with?
of course. Of course.
Okay,
So,
Antonio, thank you.
like I said in the last session, let's start with the beginning. So I'm in this business.
Always from the beginning.
Right.
Go on.
Yep. So, as I said, let's start with the beginning. I'm in this industry, this business, since 2006, 2007. But
Mm-hmm.
officially, the moment when I started all things like career,
Right.
uh, in 2016, like 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
started my educational platform, The Personal Teacher, um, with the new name, the Royal Media Learning, right now.
Absolutely.
And at a very short time, I started the Royal Media Global Agency. And these two are kind of together because with Royal Media Global, I offer digital marketing services.
Mm-hmm.
And with Royal Media Learning, I offer courses, online courses on
And
digital marketing and self improvement.
I see. I see. So one is you're providing your business services, and the other is you're training others
Training
to
platform.
be like Antonio Alexandru in digital marketing, basically.
uh, not necessarily like me because we are still learning while we grow, and aging, but
Age is something we cannot forget. But yeah.
yeah, that's true. And but to be very, very honest, I will share a secret with you. I want to bring people like Gary V, like Tony Robbins, like the big guys. I want to bring them to Real Media Learning and to teach people useful stuff. So that's gonna happen in the future.
That's really good. I see that you have a modest approach, but you have big goals to reach at, and I'm sure step by step. I wish you all the very best and that you get there.
Thank you very much.
That's really really great, Alexandru. I also understand you were on television on A7. If that's the network that you're on, how was the interview?
Yeah, it was like yeah, actually it was the first time in my life, and it was very
awesome.
exciting. I had a lot of I was very nervous, but eventually I think things worked out quite good. I hope so.
That's
So
great.
yeah, it was a unique experience, that's for sure. Yeah, talking in front of camera is not very easy,
It's not as easy as one thinks, yeah.
Yeah, it's very challenging.
Right. So Antonio, diving into last time's episode, just to people get a recap of what we had done. Can you give us a kind of an understanding on when we spoke about launching a business this year? As we all know, everybody's going crazy, or some people just don't even care enough anymore. Like they're saying, just let it be as it is. Maybe you want to just recap on the episode of what it is to launch a business in this situation, in today's situation.
Yeah. So as a main idea, as a main thing that I recommend people to do this in this particular crazy times we are all passing through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there are hard times, and there are hard times coming, but an online business is the future, because whatever you're doing, people will still look into the online world, and will still take their information from there, and the online business world will grow and grow and grow because yeah, the future is digital. So as my main recommendation, I recommend to anybody as much as possible go online, especially for e-commerce platforms, e-commerce sites, e-commerce businesses, because people are very interested, are still going there. Yeah, if we go back to April, if you remember, a lot of e-commerce businesses, and even restaurants and the the Horeca sector has seen a lot of growth, because all the people were locked in their houses, and they've
didn't want to cook.
Yeah, they choose to to order food, to order their groceries, order everything, clothes, everything online. So this is the best opportunity ever. This is the best moment. I don't think there was a best moment than now. It's not late, because a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, whatever, it's too late for going online. No, that's not by far, because this sector,
even the approach that one should have if he wants to start a business. I mean,
the what?
right?
Sorry,
you should always have that positive approach, like you said with the restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing. Like if people can do the business even things are closed, well, it's a different kind of an opportunity way of sending food home. So it's the way how you see, I suppose, the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know many people will think, well, yeah, okay, I'm going online, but we have a lot of competition. Yeah, there's no problem. It is normal to be competition. You can learn from your competition.
Absolutely, there's a lot. True.
Yeah, exactly. And not even you can learn from your competition, but we are living in such a beautiful beautiful digital world. Then you can also make a contracts with your, let's say, competition. I mean, you can make affiliate marketing with one of your, let's say, competitors. You're selling I don't know, let's say he's selling t-shirts, you're selling festival t-shirts. You have a niche. We were going to talk about that
This is
later.
exactly what you're going to talk about,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Exactly. Okay.
You have a niche. You're selling festival t-shirts. He's selling, I don't know, simple t-shirts, and you can make a contract, you make a collaboration, and you can help each other. I
So
mean,
b-
it's crazy.
before you go too deep into this, because I see you're already very excited to talk about starting about the topic. So I just want to sum up and say that, so Antonio, with that positive attitude, and I would want to share that positive attitude with the rest of the viewers, with us, and whoever will watch our broadcast, is not to give up. Don't
Yeah,
look
exactly.
around what is there, accept the situation, know the situation, but definitely go ahead, take that small step, even if it is one step, but do that, right? um
Absolutely.
Thank you for that, Antonio. Camelia is writing in, what can you do for the ones who don't have their own business? So Cami, I think you have tuned into the right episode, and that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. And Antonio is going to kind of look into, and I suggest for all of you out there that are wanting to start something new and how to look into that something new as a business, feel free to write those questions, feel free to write those comments, and ask those curiosity, intriguing questions to Antonio. And I'm sure if he doesn't have an answer right away, he will get back to you later on. But
Uh,
definitely write in, definitely tune in. So
yeah.
Kami, this is let's say a dedicated show for you. So definitely listen in.
Can
So
I can I answer the question right
of
now?
course, definitely, it's your show. Go for it.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the answer is quite simple. If you don't have a business right now, the next steps you should take, of course, beside create a business, think
Of
about
course.
beside creating a business, you should
Mm-hmm.
think about buying a domain name. You should start with the domain name. You should buy a domain name. You should
Mm-hmm.
buy a hosting. Doesn't matter what type of hosting, and
Okay.
you should just start. The hardest thing, and I say from my personal experience, the hardest thing is to start in a business. It's
So
the hardest thing.
right. It's taking that first step, right?
Exactly.
So
That first
I
step is the most difficult.
now I understand that you have, or maybe I see it this way, Antonio, that you're talking about, create that name and create and buy the domain, or use, or you're saying create that domain name, right? But
Yep.
before that, maybe the person needs to think about what is he getting into.
Well,
How would he come up with the name before that? Or maybe I'm looking at it in a different perspective.
yeah,
Enlighten me.
like the name of your business. Like for example, my business name is Real Media Global.
Right.
That sort of name, and I've bought the domain
Mm-hmm.
realmediaglobal.com, and it should be, if you have something, in mind. For example, you want to bake cookies. I don't know. You can choose a name like Camelia's Cookies,
Okay.
or this is just an example, and it's the most basic example. Or you can choose whatever the most delicious cookies in town.com.
Uh-huh. It's like hitting the
Regarding,
nail on the head. It's not such a brain whacker to do that,
no,
right?
not at all.
Keep it simple. I mean,
But
that's what I understand from what you're saying.
exactly, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Joran. You should keep it simple and keep it like people must remember it. You know, that's why big brands usually have simple names, because
Mm-hmm.
people must bear it in mind and say, oh, uh, you know cookies, best cookies, whatever, I don't know, Luna's cookies,
Right.
whatever.
Right. Absolutely correct.
Yeah,
It's
it should
easy
be
for the
something
person to
easy.
remember.
Yep, exactly. That's the most important part. After you choose your name and you buy your domain and your hosting, and
Mm-hmm.
you start building your website, depending on the business. For example, if you're selling products, let's say it's gonna take some time to build your website. But if you're if you want to sell services, there's no problem, but because you should be able to finish your website within a month, because you're going to build a presentation website, and that type of website is not so difficult to build.
Okay. So you're saying one person can do it by himself. He doesn't need somebody to do the website.
Definitely. There's not, we are in 2020, so people, you have, besides the YouTube and stuff like that, WordPress, for example, is a very intuitive platform. You can you can literally drag and drop everything.
Wow, fantastic. How easy can it make? Yeah, how easy can it be for you, right? All you need to do is move that hand.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Okay.
there's no problem at all to just simple drag and drop stuff, and add some text there,
Absolutely.
add some photos, videos, of course, and that's it for a presentation website, of course.
Okay. So hold on, right? Let's go a little back, right, Antonio, and let's understand, like, maybe I do get it, but let's say there are people out there on the line right now that are trying to understand what is a niche? How would you say, or how would you define a niche, or what would you say a niche is?
It's a very good question, Joran. Well, a niche is, a very, very small, like very small segment of the market where you choose your target audience.
Right.
Okay. For example, the examples in general works perfectly. Let's take the let me think.
I'll tell you what. Give me an example from your own perspective of your own company. Is this a particular niche that you're doing in digital marketing?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hear about it. Let's hear the
I'll give
story.
you the Real Media Learning, the platform, the Real Media Learning example. For example, in Real Media Learning, I have from the broader niche, the big niche is called wealth and money. From the wealth, there are three niches in this world. Wealth and with people are interested, of course.
Okay.
Three: wealth and money, dating and relationships. This is the second very big niche and the most searched. And the third, health and care. These are the three broad niches that are usually on the interest side. The people are interested, people are buying, people are interested, people are
this is the most asked for all, like globally, right?
Exactly. You can find most of the people there. Okay, so from the wealth and money, or whatever, making money, I've chosen the digital marketing part. For example, I have courses where I teach people how to grow their business online. That's still wealth of money niche, or self-improvement. If I don't have dating courses,
okay,
on
not
dating,
yet, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, but if I, for example, in the future, I'll choose to create a course on dating, I would not choose dating, how to date, I would choose how to find the love of your life. And that's a niche.
Okay, so you are taking it one step ahead, where you're trying to build those relations, not just meet and say goodbye, thank you for the evening, but you're trying to say, I want to see you every evening, something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that. Or how to date a partner after you get divorced. This is a niche.
Ooh.
We're talking about people that, from the beginning, we're talking about people that are divorced. This is a small category, a small audience, and we are targeting only those people who are divorced and they're looking to date, and we are trying to help them getting in touch with somebody.
Getting back into business, getting back on the market.
Kind of, yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, that is a niche.
Okay.
That's a very basic description of a niche. Yeah. So
Okay.
I can give you another example from health and care, because this is the third broad niche. From
Definitely,
health
please.
and
Yeah.
care, I would not dive into something like how to live healthier. No, I would go straight. For example, keto diet. Do you know about keto diet?
Oh, so you're like gone completely to
Yeah, straight to
funnel
an
the kind of different ways to stay healthy, and this
yeah,
is what you have. So like, okay,
exactly.
okay, so I get you.
Keto diet or a vegan diet, how to live healthy, using eating only vegetables or fruits or something like that, that kind of stuff. This is a niche. This is a very broad, a very sorry, a very small
True.
segment of the market, of the bigger niche, and you can go there, you can dive in there, and you can make money, because where this type of niche have a lot of people in there.
Right, right. So
There are a lot of money.
so I don't know if I should, I mean, let me put it this way, right? So if somebody might think that if I'm going to create a niche, it
Yeah.
might be I'm reaching out to a much smaller audience.
Yep.
Why should I do a niche when I can maybe do a broader version, right? So let's see. And a
Yeah.
good example is
A
Moa,
good
right?
question.
Sitting right in front of you, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just a couple of months in broadcasting, which I'm totally enjoying, right? And everybody's
Yeah.
saying, Yuran, you should find a niche. Yuran, what are you doing? Get a niche, man. So it's like I'm doing law. I'm having lawyers on the broadcast. I'm having healers on the broadcast. I'm having entrepreneurs like you on the broadcast. I'm having someone like my father, rest his soul, who was giving informal Jewish education. And having someone into tarot reading that is going to come up next week, another lawyer. So everybody, so I'm thinking, well, I've just started off. Maybe I don't want to get into a niche. Maybe I need to, I don't know. I want to reach out everywhere.
Yeah, true. Well, that's
So
a good
is that
question.
better? Or, I mean, is it okay to be that way? Or no, a niche is important?
From a from an e-commerce business type of view, it's better to it's recommended to choose a niche, because why is that? And I'll get back to your example immediately, but first
Okay.
we have to talk about why it's important to choose a niche if you have an e-commerce store, for example. Why? Because you have a lot of competition. Again, competition is good, but when we're just starting out, um, and you don't have experience, it can get a little bit difficult to stand out from the crowd, because imagine if you're tapping into the bigger niche. And for example, let me give you a big example, a broader niche,
Okay.
electronics, gadgets.
Electronics. Mm-hmm.
That there's a
A lot of way to go that way. Yeah, true.
huge competition there. There's huge competition there, and you are you are dealing with the great sharks, and you have a small profit margin, and the audience is not like, yeah, maybe if you have a good copywriting, if you have a good sales funnel, if you have a good landing page, maybe you can catch their attention. But if you don't, and and I repeat, you're a beginner, you don't have experience, and you don't know how to deal with this stuff, it can get tricky, and you can you can go bankrupt immediately. You can deal with the big sharks if you don't have something to stand out.
I
And
see. I see.
that's an example of tapping into a broader niche. And having a uh, very small margin profit, it can get you nowhere, because you have to invest, especially in the electronics and gadget niche. You have to invest in marketing. It could be difficult to find affiliates, because it's a saturated niche. Everybody is doing phones, gadgets, stuff
But
like that.
but others would argue saying that there is also the want, there is also the need from the market. So That's why
Yeah,
there are so many stores, or maybe more people want to go there because it's a
true,
safe kind of a business to get into electronics. Who doesn't want a phone, or who doesn't want
true,
some
true.
wires, right?
But for example, I know this from I obvious from privacy reason. I won't give names here,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
I had a client in this electronic and gadgets niche, um, and his profit margin was 1%, only 1% profit
Wow.
margin.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
imagine you're I don't know, you're doing like uh, 100 million euro or dollars per year, and your profit margin is 1 million. 1 million. But
Is that
this is
is that
the,
bad? I think 1 million sounds
yeah,
good, even if it's a profit.
1 million from 100 million. It's like, it's like uh, you're tapping the ocean with the finger. It's
Mm-hmm.
very, very bad, very bad.
And then
I mean,
slowly you put it in.
imagine. Let me give you an example of
Mm-hmm.
like a comparing. Let's compare stuff.
Okay,
For
yeah.
example,
Mm-hmm.
in the to understand why 1% is bad, because if you're tapping into digital products or info products or courses, you have 90% profit margin.
Wow.
90%. So for example, yeah, if you manage to I don't say it's easier, it's not difficult, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not easier. It depends on how you're doing your game. But 90% profit margin, it is something. Because why? Because you don't have to invest necessarily in Facebook ads. Yeah, you can, but it's not necessarily.
Okay.
And you can easily attract affiliates in the info products and the courses and digital products niche. It's easier to attract affiliates.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say are affiliates for this in this field?
What? Sorry.
What would you say affiliates are, or what is their purpose?
Oh yeah, and yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, affiliates are, that kind of
It's okay.
people or companies out
Mm-hmm.
there that are willing to help you. They're bigger than you. That's totally, you have to choose an affiliate bigger than you.
Okay.
Uh, they have a bigger email list,
Okay.
and they are willing to help you, and you have to offer them a share from your profit, from your
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
fee, because
Okay.
you're dealing a fee, you're setting up a fee with your affiliate. For example, you
Right.
want to sell a course of $1,000,
Mm-hmm.
and your affiliate gets 50% or gets 70%. I don't know, because if it's a bigger affiliate, he or she will ask for more. So
I
it's
presume so. Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
you can get like $300, and he or she will get $700. But
Okay.
imagine $300 for you, multiplied with 10,000 leads, buying customers.
Right. Right.
That's a big amount of money. So yeah, that's why uh, niches are very useful when you're starting a business, when you're starting, whether are products, info products, yeah, even services and podcasts.
So let's come back to digital marketing, or for people that want to have digital services, or give digital services. Um,
Yeah,
so we spoke about, like, create a name, buy the domain. You can create a website. It's not very
yeah,
difficult with WordPress. It's basically drag and drop.
yep,
How So we also spoke about why you should choose a niche for your business, right? Now,
yeah.
how does one choose, though? How does one choose a certain niche? What would be, I don't know, what would be the the characteristics, or what are the things that he needs to look into, or what would be the tools of that trade? So let's take one by one. So how do you think a person could look into a niche?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Joran. Well, first of all, you have to identify your I don't know, what are you trying to do. For example, if
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to, you said earlier about services, right?
Yeah, I mean, we are in the digital. I mean, since it's your domain, so I think it would be appropriate if you would want to talk about that. I mean, and
Yeah, yeah,
Antonio, you can feel free to talk about whatever is convenient as well. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah. For example, if you want to, for example, let's take the coaching, example.
okay, okay,
if, if you want to you're good at coaching, you're good at motivating people, you want to help people, I don't know, l- let's say you want to help people pass through their fears, through their communication barriers,
right.
through
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you're good at what you do, you're simply start researching this type of niche, because from the beginning coaching is a niche. It's it's um it's a it's not so broad.
Oh
It's,
well,
let's
yeah.
say,
I
a
mean, today
medium
it
type of niche.
yeah, it does go into many directions. It
Yeah,
does
yeah,
go into many.
exactly.
Today it goes. I mean, you can. There are people that are doing various kinds of niches in that coaching itself. So yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right there.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. You can go like, I don't know, a sport coach, for example, or
Mm-hmm.
uh, let me think about it, motivational coach or life coach. This is sub niche, this is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm doing well, and I'm not freaking you out with examples.
Not at all. I want
Okay.
the audience to hear the examples. I want people to feel free. Also, as I said, I'm with Antonio, so feel free to write in your questions if you have anything concerning about how you
Okay.
find your niche. So definitely write in,
Great.
people, on the live broadcast.
Mhm.
As
Okay.
Antonio continues to explain to us on how to find that niche once you know what you're doing, right? So, Antonio, you were talking about a coach, right? And how
Yeah.
does he go finding a proper niche for that? Okay, so go ahead. Yep, we're
Yeah.
on the
So
right page.
yeah, for example, if you're you're coaching athletes, or you're coaching uh, uh, life coach, or personal development, that's that's a niche, that's already a niche. And basically that's how you choose your niche. You're choosing something from a broader category. Okay,
Oh,
it does it make sense?
yeah, it does. It does. Now,
Okay.
so maybe I don't know. Maybe someone should be. Whom do you think he should sit with, or maybe do the research by himself to understand where should he be going, right? So let me be the patient and you be the doctor at this moment, and I'll give you my very simple example, right? So I'm doing broadcasting with a various amounts of, or
Yeah.
various types of subjects, right?
Yeah.
But that matter, uh, entrepreneurs or business people, but there are various types. How
Mhm.
can
Exactly.
I how should everybody's telling me I should get a niche? So what should be the next step? What should I be doing? Should I be sitting down writing something to understand, okay, what should I get into? Certain research? What should be that next step?
You could go both ways. You can sit by yourself, you know, taking writing on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay, I want to do this. I like talking with people from these fields, no matter the fields are, or and then choose the one you are resonating more.
Mm.
The one that suits you better. Or we can talk with an expert, with somebody who has already experience in this field, and he or
True.
she can help you out,
Okay, so you're saying an expert, which means, okay, I know that maybe you're not familiar with broadcasting, and I'm totally okay with that, right? So don't feel I hope you're not feeling in any way uncomfortable with my questions, Antonio. Let me know.
No, no, not at all, not at
Yeah.
all.
So is there like it would be someone else who's doing broadcasting, or would it be someone like a business consultant that I would go to for this matter?
Yeah, maybe a business consultant, but somebody who is doing this on a daily basis,
Hmm.
and
Hmm. Right.
have results, and already talk with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of I don't know, podcast owners, and
Mm-hmm.
this kind of people, this kind of let's say experts, that they know their craft,
Of
and
course, of course.
know
Makes
they know how to give you the best advice. And the most important thing, they should also analyze what you're doing right now,
mm-hmm.
and uh, based on your on their analyze, they should
And
give you the best example, the best
of course. Okay.
advice, not example, sorry.
I get following
Yeah.
you absolutely clear. Don't worry. But now let's take into an account where I'm not having a lot of money. I don't think I have um, money to spend, and I'm sure it's not going to be a session. It's going to take maybe a few sessions that I'm going to sit with a business consultant. What about someone who is really passionate to do something? Let's say he has the equipment, let's say the laptop, he has the internet connection. Is there something that he can do by himself, a certain kind of research that he can do by himself
I would
to get?
Yeah, I would think about uh, what can I do best. I would think about what are my skills.
Okay.
I would um, I would think about what is my number one best skill, and I would go in that direction. And most and the most important part, one of my best, or my number one best skill, and what drives me doing that particular skill. What is my motivation, what is I like it, I love it, I'm passionate about it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's what I do. What would I do?
Right, right.
if,
I
if
think.
i'm if I'm thinking about a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
strictly about the podcast, yeah, uh, that would be the number one direction. you know
Okay.
Choosing my number one skill, uh, thinking about it, of course, and go straight. you know
Yeah. Okay. So let's say now I have done, let's say, a few broadcasts. I've invited a variety of people from different fields. Maybe I don't know. Would it help me to understand? Okay, from the broadcasts itself, like, okay, which topic is maybe catching on with the people, or I can see the number of lives that I have on the screen. Is this
yeah.
a number that I can relate to, or should I be understanding like, or these are just numbers and it's not, it doesn't really matter, the
No, numbers
comments, the views, I don't know.
no, they are matter.
Okay.
Unless it's, I don't know, we're talking about fake likes or something like that.
Right.
I don't think it's your case,
And I've not
definitely.
advertised. No, I've not done any
So
any paid promotion for that matter.
yeah, it's
So
not your case. So
yeah.
unless I don't know, it's there is somebody who is buying stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody who is growing his podcast organically should and must look at the numbers. The numbers are everything. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about likes, comments, shares, live broadcast, the people who are attending the live broadcasts, and so on. So the numbers are there are like analytics, and
Okay.
by the way, you should attach analytics and look from time to time to that numbers. This is very important. It's crucial.
I think that really matters, right? Because maybe it also helps with the kind of people that you are interviewing. Maybe, I mean, in my case, right? Because this is the kind of example I'm taking. If somebody else, before I proceed, Antonio, so if somebody else has a different example and would like Antonio to kind of split that and kind of elaborate on how to get into a particular kind of niche, this is the moment, this is the time. Definitely write into the live broadcast, write into the chat, let us know. And if Antonio cannot answer you right away, he will definitely get back to you later. So Antonio, as I said, I'm your patient, so I'm coming back to my my example, right?
Yeah,
So
of
like I
course.
was saying, it's like with a few people that I already interviewed, I did have a good response. I'm also seeing with you that I have quite a few viewers that are looking in. So I think so. Yeah, like you said, the numbers do matter to
Yeah,
understand what is catching on.
absolutely, Absolutely.
So there is this other concern that I have, right? Because you want, let's say in my case, people want to know, or I would want to know what my audience would like to hear. So the common concern that I have at the moment, right? Because it's online, because it's like I don't know if you would call this a service, Antonio. I'm not really sure. So because I don't have a large following, I don't think I would be able to understand the what is the audience that is wanting to hear, right? Because you can have, let's say, 10,000 people, or let's
Mhm.
take a little modest, right? You can have, let's say, 1,000 people liking your page, but being on the call or being on the broadcast itself, you will see maybe around 100, 200. I think that is a number where people will be able to respond. But a person like me who just has, like, say, 350 followers and 250 likes, how can I suck that information from the people out there to see what would they want to hear? I
Well,
think I spoke too much.
no. That's a very relevant question. No, it's okay.
You're
Um,
very kind, Antonio.
so, uh, well, how to extract those informations? Well, I would recommend a quiz. Do you have a website?
No, not yet, not yet. But so, okay, so that's a
Okay.
good point there, Antonio is putting. So have a website.
Yeah, that's the first step. Yeah,
Okay.
you can also go and be only on social media, but it is recommended to own a website because
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that's where the that's where you build your community
Okay.
as a podcast owner,
Okay,
as
that's
a
a very
business
good
one
advice.
and so
Mm-hmm.
on. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
for example, let me give you an example from your niche, from your area. For
Area.
example, if you have a website, you can create a quiz. And
Mm-hmm.
you can ask particular questions to your audience, and you can create an email list.
Mm-hmm.
And having an email list is like having the golden nuggets, because
Right. It's
let's
like
say,
having the subscribers, right?
yeah,
Of
the
course.
subscribers,
Mm-hmm.
let's say Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are gone tomorrow. Okay, if you don't have a website and you're putting all your eggs, the saying, you're putting all your eggs on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media is. um, if something's comes up tomorrow, and Facebook is gone, or Facebook is getting mad on you because you posted whatever,
Certain
and they
content.
close
Yep.
your
Yep.
page,
Absolutely.
yeah, you will lose everything.
Oh,
So
wow.
if
That's a
you have,
very, very precious point there.
yes, it is, but
Fantastic.
that's
No, I
true.
never thought of that. Mm-hmm.
And if you have your website and you have your email subscribers, whatever happens to your social media channels, you will
Mm-hmm.
still have your subscribers. You will still have your mailing list, and you'll still have your audience. That's your asset.
Ab-
Your
Wow.
website and your email list is your asset in
I'm
online.
going right now.
Okay. I can
This
help
is
you
a
if you
good
want.
point, man. I never thought of it in that way. I think it makes sense. Definitely.
Yeah, that's how digital marketing works, because
Mm-hmm.
uh, I know a lot of I didn't met them personally, but I've read about a lot of influencers
Okay.
who were, I don't know, like 100% or Instagram or Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
didn't own a website, they didn't own an email list or mailing list,
Okay.
and they post something like, against the Facebook rules, and Facebook shut down their accounts, shut down their both accounts,
Wow.
both
Wow.
Facebook and Instagram, and they've lost everything.
This
So
something similar just okay, go on, finish off, and I'll
yeah,
come
yeah,
back to
no,
it
no,
because
it's okay, it's okay. I
it's just happened to me today by Facebook, where I was trying to, like, promote my event with you, and
Yeah,
suddenly, you have groups that you're part of, and sometimes, let's say, if your event or whatever you're posting is not approved or is not agreeable to that group,
yeah,
the moderators just don't post it, right?
yeah,
So
true.
this was not the case. Facebook actually banned me from posting to different groups. I'm not able to post, and I'm not able to, I don't know, view them or join other groups. I'm like, what the hell? Why do you have a
Why?
problem? Exactly. So that's a
Yeah.
very good point. Hmm.
Yeah, because they have strict rules. And yeah, I don't blame them, because there are a lot of fakers, there are a lot of spammers, there are a lot of people who are trying to I don't know, to scam other people and so
Hmm.
on. And they should have some rules, but uh, there are also people who are trying, like me and you, who are trying to promote their businesses.
Yeah,
And yeah, you can fall into this trap. You can think that you are promoting your stuff and you're doing the right thing, and
that's
Facebook
yeah.
bans you, and eventually you get banned,
I I really feel
for
now
nothing.
listening to you, Antonio. It's like a wasted time. I need to really step up, push the pedal on the gas, and make my website.
Yeah, you should. If you need help, I'm here for you.
You're very kind. Thank you. How much do you take per hour?
For you, it's gonna be, we can make a deal. We can make
On,
if
I
you
was
have.
not gonna. I was kidding with the question on air. Come on, we'll talk about that later. But thank you so
Yeah,
much for
but
lending that helping hand, Antonio. I appreciate it.
okay, because
But
you were
we'll
so kind. For you, is gonna be like a deal. We can make a deal.
Okay, okay. So Antonio is here. We're striking deals as we create and keep that good friendship that we already have. So lovely. I'm here with Antonio Alexandru from Royal Media. Royal Media. Ah,
Global,
group. Global. Royal Media Global.
global.
Blow my mind off. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. The
No
founder
problem.
and head of Royal Media Global. If you'll have any kind of questions, we're talking today about how to select a business niche. Definitely write in those questions. We are on from a broader topic talking about launching an online business during these difficult times. So this is episode 2 with Antonio. You can definitely go through the broadcast from my page, or Ran Alive, or even through Antonio's page, and you can look at the previous episode that we have. um, so if you have any kind of questions, definitely write in relating to today's episode. So Antonio, we understood that we should definitely create a website. You got that completely imaged into my mind, and I'm doing this way because I'm also talking about my heart, because I love what I'm doing. um
That's awesome. That's
so
the most important thing.
that is the most important. It's to love what you're doing, right? And to
Exactly.
do what
And
you
be
love. So
passionate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what would you say would be the next step for me, for that matter? Or you want to take a different example? That'll also be great.
After you create a website,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. After you create a website, and you have everything in place. From my point of view, you should start creating an emailing list or mailing list.
Okay.
That's the next step.
So this is like a widget from the website where you can actually have people to subscribe to your emailing list, kind of a thing, right?
You can offer them something in exchange for their email.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the most basic approach from this point of view. You can create a quiz, for example. Like I said earlier, you can create a quiz where you can you're doing
Uh-huh.
you're concentrating your focus on that particular type of people who are really interested in what you're doing, because
Absolutely
a
correct.
quiz is not for everybody. A quiz is will be I don't know, rated or whatever, completed only by those persons interested in what you're doing.
In what you're doing. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Good
a
point
good
there.
strategy for targeting and choosing people along the
Mm-hmm.
way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the other thing you can do, you can like I said, give something in exchange. For example, an ebook, white paper, or no, for you is not available, but an ebook, for example,
Okay.
it can be a good option, because an ebook, you can educate people with ebooks. That's
Mm-hmm.
very important thing. That's a very important thing.
Okay.
You
And
can, for
yeah.
example, you can look. You can teach people how to make a podcast.
Oh, okay. Okay.
because you already have experience.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just an example. It can be anything, but as an example, you can give for free an ebook to your audience how to launch a podcast, or how to launch a successful podcast,
Okay.
or
Okay.
how to uh, launch a podcast and go online, whatever, go
Mm-hmm.
live, or how to um, I don't find the word, how to penetrate to your fear of talking in public through a podcast,
Nice one. Nice
because
one. I like that. I like
even
that.
even I have a fear of talking in public, you know. I mean, yeah, I have to do
You're
that,
born
but
natural. Come on, don't say that.
oh, you're very kind, but I have a lot of, I'm nervous when I'm talking, and other people are watching, because I'm a perfectionist, and I'm trying to be as good as possible, and I'm trying to speak fluently, and not every
Uh-huh.
time works smoothly. So yeah, I have a fear of talking in public. So
D- doesn't it help, like they say, imagine your audience in their underwear? It doesn't help, huh? So
uh,
that's a myth, right?
yeah, because
Okay.
you're focused when you're talking in public. Even
Yeah,
right
sorry, we're
now,
going
you're
slow.
focused on what you're saying, and you
Mm,
you don't have the necessary time to imagine your audience in panties, but,
absolutely,
but
absolutely
yeah,
correct.
you can try, if it works for some people, maybe works.
Good point, good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay,
yeah,
so
you can create an ebook on this subject, and you can,
mhm,
because you're doing something with the public. You're like, you are not natural born, and one can see that, because you're speaking very natural and very fluently, and you're doing a great job, and maybe you can
thank
teach
you.
people doing that, you
You're
know
very kind, Antonio. Okay. Yeah, that's a very good
yeah,
point taken.
you can
So, mhm,
yeah, you can put this type of, it shouldn't be longer. You have 50 pages is more than enough, and you can put it on the free download, and
mhm.
people, in exchange for this book, they will give you their email address, and on on during several months, you'll create a nice audience,
I think so.
like
This is fantastic. This is a very good idea. Very good idea. Just brainstorming with you over here, yeah, Antonio. So let's say I'm not really sure I want to write a book. Right? Is there anything else like one could provide
inspiration.
as inspiration, or to grab the attention of the audience to give their email address or to be dedicated to your mailing list? Would there be anything else?
uh,
Any other ideas?
for example
Like to
for
think.
example in my business, in the digital marketing agency,
Yeah.
I'm offering 60 or 30 minutes of free consulting, you
Oh,
know
okay. So free consulting sessions. Okay,
yeah, free
that's
consulting
another
session,
good idea.
yeah. uh, yeah, this is for for yeah, attracting uh,
Attracting the
my
audience.
target yeah, my target audience.
Mm-hmm.
These are
Mm-hmm.
business owners, but I'm not always asking for their email, because if somebody is interested in booking a business consulting or business
Okay.
consultation, they will naturally give you email address, name, surname, phone
Mm-hmm.
number, and so on. So it's like, yeah, give me your email address, but you will also do that. It's not necessary anymore.
I've got an
So,
idea. You can take the next step. Give me your Visa card number and the three digits from behind. You're giving me all the information. Why not your card? Come on.
yeah, you can do that when you have an e-commerce store.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be the step following. So that's good. Now you got the free
Exactly.
book, you got the free consultation. Now make some money. Yeah, put the money on the
Yep.
table, as you'd say.
True. Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, I would, if you know, and you know your craft, but if you want to go to the next level, you can offer people coaching on how to create a podcast, how to hold up a podcast, how to reach people, how to networking, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for example, you can add in your website, you can add something like, okay, free 60 minutes consulting on how to launch your podcast, or 30 minutes, depending
Okay.
on your time
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and how much value you want to offer,
Right. So, I think giving those freebies really helps get the attention of already the audience that wants to engage with you. But now you have their
Yes.
email addresses, and you can, as you said, do the polls, understand what the market is asking about, and I suppose you can basically create a poll or ask a question about a variety of topics, or for a
Yeah.
variety of subjects, I suppose, to understand what your niche could really look like.
Uh, yeah, from the moment you create, you create a poll, for example, or a
Mm-hmm.
quiz, you can ask those questions
Okay.
uh, in a manner that those questions will answer your concern. you
Of
know
course.
what
Hmm.
type of people, what type of audience, what type of niche. So you should ask those questions. In that manner, you will have all your answers, all your questions answered,
Hmm. Hmm.
regarding
Okay.
your audience and your niche.
Okay.
So it
So.
shouldn't be a problem.
Hmm.
Or there's another thing you can do, and that's regarding your audience, because that come to my mind right now. Hotjar, Hotjar.
I only know the zakuska jars and the dulchatsas that we get from the countryside
Good
that are
one,
like awesome.
good one. Yeah, yeah. Hotjar,
Okay.
Hotjar is a software, is like a plugin. Oh, just a second. My laptop is
No
running
worries.
out of battery.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Just check your message. Also, I sent you a Facebook message, so you can have a look
Okay.
at that. But yeah, hot jar. I should definitely look into as well. What
Yeah, you
jar?
should.
It's a software, you say?
Yes, it's a software, and you can.
Aha. So this was my next question. Man, you read
Yeah.
my mind, right? What do you do with all the bloody information that you got from people? Now, let's say if it's like 10 people, 20 people to start with, it's okay. You can understand. But you're right. What if there are like 200, 300, or 1,000 now that you've grown and become popular? What do you do with that information? So good point. Okay.
Yeah, because it's very useful. Information is gold nowadays, and
Information is
information is gold. When you
gold.
have information,
Absolutely.
you have
Absolutely. Platinum, I'll
access
say
to
today.
information.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's totally a gold mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a very useful tool, and the behavior uh, of your audience, it's like, it's very important. It's
Definitely. But
absolutely.
I mean,
Yep.
the information is not something that, at least today, and you will agree with me, Antonio. Tell me from your own perspective and relation to the business that you're currently building on. I suppose they keep changing all the time,
The
right?
what?
Information keeps changing all the time.
Oh yes, definitely.
Like
Definitely.
if you got a feedback of 250 people that are following, or 5,000 people that are following you, that information is going to change. Is
Yeah,
there
that's
is there
true.
a certain limit that you would say that
uh
the polls?
Joran, I can see you.
Yes, I'm just asking the question. I need to go and change
Sorry.
the battery, so
Yeah,
I'm
no
sorry, the
problem.
battery ran out. So I'll
So
be back, but do continue talking. Yeah.
yeah. So regarding the information, yeah, actually the digital marketing world itself is changing like daily, and probably not daily, but monthly, weekly, I don't know, something like that. So Google algorithms changes. So it's I don't know, it's crucial, it's very important to be uh, like present, you know and you have to be up to date, and you
Okay.
have to
Mm-hmm.
you have to be up to date with all those changing trends and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, nobody asking you to change the information is changing, but you should stay up to date. with data and all the stuff and the trends and so on. Because if you don't, you will, you'll fall behind.
Absolutely. I think with today,
Grow.
good and bad, you need to move with the times. You need to know what exactly is happening, what people are doing, what I wouldn't say competition, but let's say what the other niches are doing and how are they following up with their audience? What are they providing? So these are some very, very good points for today's topic. I had a wild time talking to you. I was really enjoying this, hitting the nail on the head, on my head for that matter, Antonio, is to create that website. And I'm going to
Yep.
definitely take that as a serious move ahead. Antonio, for today's session, we have a couple of minutes left. People, just that you guys can still write in. The broadcast will still be on, though the live will finish in a couple of minutes, but Antonio will still receive messages. So you can definitely write in and he will get back to you. Antonio,
Yeah, for sure.
is there any other pointers that we missed, or is there something else you would like to cover up
Well,
that I didn't ask?
very, very important for people to keep in mind
Yeah.
is when you choose a broad niche, always remember to choose a sub niche, more narrow, a narrow niche.
Okay. Can you give it up, follow it up with an example, if you don't mind?
Yeah, of course. I'm getting back again to those three big niches in this digital marketing world that are wealth and money, or how to make money,
Wealth and money.
dating and relationships,
Dating and
and
relationships.
health and care.
Health
For
and
example, if somebody is choosing health and care, or let's say it's choosing dating and relationships, one should choose from dating and relationship niche. For example, how to help, I don't know, let's say how to help couples having a baby.
Okay, so you're saying trying to
That's
go
a,
a little more deeper. Try, if you're choosing a
yeah,
wider, try to take something deeper. Okay.
exactly, narrow. And that's from the relationship niche, because there are a lot of couples around the world. That's a niche. There are a lot of couples around the world who can't have a baby, and they want to have a baby, but they can't. And you can either offer them coaching, you can either help them by
Go
I
find
don't
the
know, trying to uh, help their relationship and so on.
right,
There are other
right.
things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a narrow niche, and with
Okay.
huge potential.
Okay.
Mm.
Fantastic. I don't know. Antonio, thank you so much for today. I think it was a
Thank you,
great
Joran.
session. I really enjoyed having you again on the broadcast, and
Pleasure was mine.
looking I'm looking forward for having our third broadcast on this topic of launching an online business during difficult times. So Kami has just written in a question. I will read it out to you, but you have the link. You can and I will maybe tag you on the thing so that you can write
Yeah,
to
yeah,
her
of
as
course.
well.
Mhm.
How about a book? What is the most important way for publicity? I'm
For
not sure if
publicity,
this is on today's topic, but it's a great question. If you want to take it up, you can definitely
yep,
just reply back
sure.
to her. So any closing word besides, so the closing words that you said, I understand, was if you are taking a broader niche, be aware to take something a little more narrow so that you have
Exactly. A
somewhat
sub niche.
a sub niche. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. If anybody else has any more questions, definitely keep writing into the broadcast. It will still be there. Antonio, any last final words that you would like to say?
I will answer the question from the
Oh, okay, okay,
comments.
fantastic. Yeah, definitely. Go
I
on.
will, no, no. If you want, I can answer on. I will write the answer, or if it's too late, I can.
No, go on. I think we're
Yeah.
fine. We can go over a couple of minutes. This is my radio. Don't worry. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think it's fine to just go on a little more. I don't believe there's
Oh,
another
okay.
kind
It
of
will
show
take only
following
two
up. So
minutes.
that's fine. That's fine. Please. It's a
Yeah.
pleasure
So
to hear you. Go ahead.
thank you very much, Joran. So
Sure, man.
the secret here, it's quite easier. If you want to publish a book, you can go on the traditional way with I forgot the name, library or something like that. I forgot.
Publishing house,
Publishing house,
right?
exactly.
Where they
So,
make the books and stuff. That's fine. Sorry, my
so
Romanian is
it was a long
much
day.
worse. Come on, that's okay.
Yeah, you can go with the publishing house, but
Mm-hmm.
the you know the cut your cut there is gonna be low,
Okay.
or you can self-publish your ebook, your I assume we're talking about an ebook. You can self-publish your ebook. You
Okay.
can create a landing page where you can write. You must be very, very good at copywriting, and you must write why your particular customer, your particular audience should buy your book. Why should buy your book and not other people's book? You know, you have to be very, very. You have to convert people. You must write your why and create a landing page, as I said, and the funnel. And you can offer a free sample, and then to the customer to see the value, and then
Right.
you can hook your customer through your funnel, and then sell your ebook, like the final version. And that's the fastest way to publish your ebook.
Okay.
And of course, you can, for example, if an ebook on cooking, you can affiliate with people who are already doing this, and they are established, and they have a mailing list, and they can help you promote your book on your niche. You know,
Okay.
that's what I would do.
Okay. So, Kami, thank you for the question. Antonio, thank you so much for
Thank
answering
you,
the
Joran.
question.
Thank
If
you.
Kami, if you think that the question is not completely answered, do reframe the question, write it in again. Definitely, Antonio will take it up and answer you back. I
Of course.
understand from Sophia that we do have a couple of more minutes. So if anybody's out there that wants to ask another question, and if Antonio is not had a very long day and would like to take it up, he will definitely answer. Antonio, from your end, is there anything else you would like to cover up from today's topic, or say something else?
Uh, from my point of view, no, that would be it, because I'm excited to talk about the way you can promote your business on the next podcast.
Oh, okay,
Because
okay.
after you're building your website, after you're buying your domain,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting your hosting, you're building your website, and you have a slight idea what niche you're going to be into. The next step is how to promote your
Well, it
business, because
comes
without promotion there's no
right.
business. You can have the most beautiful business in the world with the
Mm-hmm.
most beautiful services or product. If nobody knows about you, that's uh, in vain.
Right, right.
You can't sustain your business, you can't make money, and eventually you'll go bankrupt. So it's very important to know how to promote your business, both paid and both with money and without money. We're also gonna talk about that.
That is absolutely awesome. I can't wait for it. My camera battery has died once again, so I'm apologizing for
No
everybody that's
problem.
looking in. But you can definitely keep looking at the handsome Antonio that is online. So he's compensating in a very big way for me. So don't worry, he's the better looking guy anyway. But
No, it's
I'm
not
really
true.
Antonio, I'm really excited for the next show, and it comes
Me
very
too, Yoran.
naturally to know how to promote once that you have your niche, once that you have set the base, now how to take it ahead and get your client and enjoy doing what you really enjoy. So Antonio, thank you so much for joining in. For
Thank you,
everybody
Yoran.
that has listened in and joined in with us today, I appreciate it. Please keep writing in those questions if you have any points or concerns that you would like to reach out to Antonio with on how to find the niche for your business. If not, I will be back with another broadcast, definitely with Antonio as well in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Wishing you guys a fantastic evening. Antonio, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Yoran.
And I will see you
Have a
really
great
soon.
great evening.
Seara plăcută, good evening, erev tov, and see you soon.
See you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye, Antonio. Bye,
Bye.
guys. Bye.